What's up, everybody? It's HBT with the Straight Up Wrestling Show, guys. Here just for a little while, man. I know college football is about to go down. Everybody is waiting for the kickoffs of their favorite teams. Probably a couple games already rocking already. But man, I just come on, just like I said, just for a little while, talk a little bit about last night's action, man. I'm gonna talk a little bit about SmackDown, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about the boxing that went down last night between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. A little bit of the undercard I did watch, but I was watching SmackDown, and the ones that who were on our live, they know that we was watching SmackDown. We did do SmackDown, and we did do we watched the Amanda Serrano fight and the Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, and we watched Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Last night, a lot of problems with Netflix. Everybody who watched that fight should know that Netflix, it was buffering all over the country, man. It was just crazy. And, hey, Netflix, this is their first, foray. This is their, entry into live sports. Now, they have been live before, but this is their entry into live sports. And, man, they have got to get that thing ironed out before the upcoming next season when they get both SmackDown and Raw live. I think they're getting Raw live. I'm not sure if they're getting SmackDown, but before WWE goes over there live continuously next year, at the beginning of this year, they definitely need to get that ironed out and some other kinks, because they want to do live sports, guys, and not just wrestling. They want to get into football. They want to get into a lot of things. They want to get into live sports. So they got to get their app right, guys. They got to get their act together on this live sports thing. And last night was not a great way to test that thing out. They should have done that way before, because that was a huge fight last night. Lots of people was watching that. Go down, and it did not go down smooth. Not at all. Black Rain 7920. Yeah, they got the NFL too. Wow. Yeah, they're going to get it right. If they got the NFL, they got to get it right, because NFL is not going to go for that. That is bukus of money, man. Billions and billions of dollars. Even though they paid billions for they paid billions for the WWE, man, NFL is way worth more than the WWE. Hate to say that to any of my wrestling fans out there, and hey, love wrestling too. But compared to the NFL, hey, there's no competition. The NFL is worth way more, and they value their product big time, and the people do too. So NFL has got to get right. All right, 20th good Kind Master CSX 2024. What's going on, Lucas? The 555. No will smack if you don't send link. Hi. All right, you're gonna have to wait on that, Charity. Lucas, give me a little bit of time, man. And if you stay on here, I definitely will let you on. I don't mind bringing you on here today. All right, Black Rain 7920. Hey, Christmas Chiefs versus Steelers. Okay, this Christmas. Okay, that should be pretty good. All right, 20th Charity Kind Master. My man, Lucas says no. But yeah, Lucas, I'm gonna try to get you on, buddy. Just give me a little bit of time. Let me talk about these things that happened last night, man. Like you guys know, at first we were watching Triple H last night. We did watch him first. Put it like this: we watched SmackDown. We watched the product that he's putting out, and hey, this is the product that's been entrusted to him by first Vince McMahon, and then by Endeavor TKO Holdings. They entrusted the leadership role of SmackDown and Raw. The whole WWE, the whole shebang. They entrusted that to Triple H. Hey, Paul Levesque. I mean, he's in control, man. He's in control of this whole thing. And while we see how it's going down, I already had said something about it before. And even with some of our members, I had a little argument with back and forth. But certain people I have had little arguments with back and forth. When I first seen him out here doing this thing, I didn't think anything special about Paul Levesque, Triple H. I really didn't. But it is what it is, man. And, it is what it is. That's who we have. And a lot of people was happy about that. Definitely, I think a lot of people still happy about that, because they didn't have to deal with Vince McMahon no more. And wow. But a lot of people went ahead and pretty much crowned him as this new king, as this guy who brought wrestling back to the forefront and made wrestling great again, when he has not did any of the sort. So, man, we just gotta look at that and take it with a grain of salt and say, did this guy really do what we are out here saying he did? Is it really have wrestling really got back to that point that we want it to be? Got back to the status that we wanted to be. And hey, the numbers don't lie, guys. All you have to do is look at the ratings, and you can tell that no way in the heck, man. Because ever since The Rock have left the scene, the ratings have went down. Let's see, Roman had left out, the ratings went down. And can we blame all this on Cody Rhodes? No, and that's something I will talk about a little bit later. You can't blame it all on Cody Rhodes, because when it boils down to it, only the world champion and a lot of people, they looked at the status in the past, how well the WWE was doing by their world champion. But the world champion, man, your champion only can be as good as the people that surrounds him, man. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. For one thing, you have got to book him right. You got to put him in the best possible matchups where people want to see. It is what it is. It's just simple math. And yeah, like I said, you got to put the best people around this guy possible. But man, let's go ahead and talk about that Mike Tyson fight last night. That Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight last night. Hey, started off pretty good. Mike Tyson did get in a couple shots, but Jake Paul was very, why in the world I call him Jake Small? But Jake Paul was very, very smart and strategic in this fight. Grabbed a hold of him when he needed to grab a hold of Mike, and he stayed away from him. He knew Mike couldn't keep up with him. Of course, Mike, 58 years old, and he really looked his age last night. He looked maybe a little bit older than that, and Mike could not keep up with him. I don't know, Mike smoked marijuana and all that, so I don't know if he had, took some puffs or whatever before he got into that ring, but Mike was not into it all the way, could not keep his mouthpiece in. It kind of got a little embarrassing there a little bit. But yeah, Mike could not, and he had, he had that knee brace on too. So he could not get into gear. He could not chase this kid around the ring, could not even do his basic movements as far as going inside and out and, and throwing his shots. Because Mike should have been able to cut that ring off. Even at his age, he should have been able to cut the ring off on Jake Paul, but he was not able to do that. But Jake Paul stayed outside, pot shotted and everything, got a few hard shots in there on Mike and hurt Mike in the third round. But Mike was very tired. And hey, he went at him in the third round, and that was a very smart strategy from Jake Paul. So I definitely give him credit 100%, man. That he did very well in there against a veteran like Mike Tyson, even though Mike Tyson is 58 years old. But man, Mike, when it boils down to it, he has a lot left as far as taking out some of these young guys. If he really dedicated himself to it, I think, of course, he dedicated himself to this as far as in his training and everything. But I don't know. When somebody like to smoke, they like to smoke a little bit of green grass or whatever. Hey, that stuff will relax you and whatever, and put you into a mode that you just want to chill. You just want to be pieced out. I don't know if he did that, if he smoked that before that fight, because I know they're not gonna do any drug testing or anything like that. So I don't know. And there's a lot of excuses out here today about it. A lot of people saying it was a fixed fight and everything. I don't think it was a fixed fight, in my opinion, but I do 100% believe that Mike Tyson did not want to hurt Jake Paul. He did not. So did Mike give his all? I think Mike went out there to fight him, but did Mike give his all in that fight? Say if you stuck him in there against a Riddick Bowe or somebody, or Evander Holyfield, was Mike going at him like that? No, I don't think Mike went at him as hard as he could, straight up. So I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure, man, what to say about that. But I do think the fight was legit, which a lot of people don't think. Melanie McKeith is in the house. What's going on, Melanie McKeith? But yeah, overall it was okay, and no fans booed or anything like that. It was okay. It's still even with what that was, it wasn't the worst fight I ever seen. All right, 20 of Charity Kindmaster says in CSX 2024, laughing. He's laughing, got a laughy emoji. All right, Melanie McKeith says, hello, you guys from Augusta at Greenville area. Sending you good vibes. Thank you, Melanie McKeith. I'm about to give you a call. Yeah, we're going to talk about that deep soft wrestling coming to Greenville, South Carolina. I like that. So, yeah, we're going to have to have a little conversation about that. But, man, yeah, so that was pretty good right there. But the main event of that whole night was on the undercard, and I knew it was. I told Christopher Burton, I said, look, man, that's probably going to be the best fight. And that was Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. And, you know, I knew it was going to be a good fight. I've seen both of these girls fight before. I've seen them fight against each other. And I've seen Katie Taylor in numerous fights. And I see Serrano in numerous fights, too. Not as many as Taylor, but I've seen Taylor pretty much within the last 4, maybe 6, 7 years. Really watched a lot of her fights. She's an incredible worker, incredible girl in that ring, man, female in that ring. She really represents for the female. She represents, she represents well for boxing. But, she has slowed down. She slowed down. She's nowhere near what she was, man. Back in 2021, 2020, 2021, she's not that no more. What she was in 2019, 2018, she's not that more. She's not there no more. She's 38. She still, she still has the fight game down. She still has the experience, and she still can do a lot of things in that ring. But she has slowed down. So Katie Taylor, pretty much on her way out. But last night, man, she just did just enough to take out Amanda Serrano. Now, Serrano came out early the first 4 rounds. I say it was 3-1 in Serrano's favor. The 5th round, I think I gave that one even 1-1. And then the 6th, 7th, and 8th round, I definitely gave that. No, the 6th and 7th, I definitely gave that to Taylor. I think I gave Serrano the 8th round, but in the 9th round, I gave to Taylor. In the 10th round, I think I gave to Serrano. But, and Katie Taylor, there was a point taken away from Katie Taylor. So that was like swinging the fight right there. But I told Chris at the end of the fight, I believe Katie Taylor was going to pull it out. I said I think she's going to pull it out by 1 point. And I said it would be 2 points if they wouldn't have took that 1 point away from Katie Taylor. And they went ahead, and I think it was 96-94. They still gave it 2 points to Katie Taylor. Now, if Amanda Serrano would have won a fight, I wouldn't have had no problem with that either, because she put up a great fight. And, man, she was deserving of winning the fight, too. But Katie Taylor did pull that fight out. A lot of people complaining about the headbutts. I saw where my cousin put online, just really ticked off. And a lot of females, a lot of people was on her feed, on her Facebook page talking about that. No, she didn't win that fight. No, she won the fight. If you know the fight game, you really into it. I've scored a lot of fights and been in a lot of fights. So I can definitely tell you, Katie Taylor did enough to win that fight. It was incredible, man. It was a really good fight. Let's see. Black Ray 7920. Yeah, Harry, Netflix better get it together. I checked. It's a double hitter Christmas also. Ravens versus Texas. They took over the NBA Day. Laugh out loud. Wow. And that's going to be on Netflix? Oh, thanks, Black Rain 7920. Yeah, they better get it together, man. They better get it together and get it together fast. And like I said, look, that was a bad night. Last night was a bad night to test this big platform with as many people that was watching, because it was like over 120 million people watching that episode last night, watching that show last night. And I'm glad that it wasn't an 89, 99, $59.99, $69.99, or whatever, $99, $109, for you to have to pay for that or whatever. You could just sign up. If you're not a part of it, you can sign up and you can cancel a little bit later on. But a lot of people, a lot of eyes got on Netflix, and I'm sure they got some subscriptions that's going to last. So that right there, that was a good investment for Netflix to end up doing that, man, straight up, because the people that came on there, they got to see what else Netflix had to offer. Even if you went on there for a temporary, brief time, you got to see what Netflix had to offer. But that Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano fight was great, and it was worth it. It was worth every bit of it. Everything that you saw as far as on that Netflix special, that fight right there, pretty much, that right there was worth each and every minute of your time. It was a great fight. And they did have a couple other fights. Ramos, Barrios, that was a really good fight before that. And then I think they had another fight, that the first fight, which was a pretty good fight. But yeah, Netflix did a pretty good job last night, except for it just kept buffering. They didn't have their thing down packed, and some people got into the fight late. The fight was already over, and some people was getting into the third, fourth round, and that's just flat out crazy, man. That should not happen. Straight up, guys, straight up. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming in. If you're coming in, guys, definitely go ahead and hit that like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you're here on YouTube, do the same thing. If you're over on Twitch, and if you're on Facebook, man, hit that like, share, join. And if you are over on if you on X, formerly known as Twitter, hit that like, tweet, and retweet, and follow the Straight Up Wrestling Show, and share over there too, man. But share this thing, let people know, man. Let this algorithm know that the Straight Up Wrestling Show is on live. But right now, I believe everybody's watching football. I really don't have people on here, man, live, but that's okay. All right, that's okay. All right, let's see. And man, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Triple H now. But Triple H, man, wow, this dude. Hey, Triple H is tripping, guys. That's all I got to say. This guy is flipping tripping. And last night for SmackDown, that thing should have been outstanding, guys. It should have been the cream of the crop. That should have been an outstanding show. Was not. It was not the show that it should have been. Let's be straight up, man. Let's be straight up about this thing. It was not the show that it didn't come out the way it should have been. You have got to crush it. When you have a big event like that coming up behind it, you don't take a day off or whatever. But Triple H, man, your mind needs to go into overdrive. Your mind needs to go into overdrive, and you need to get rid of these friendships that you have, because that's the only way I can explain it. As far as you putting Candice LeRae, you putting Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, and Brandon Reed. You putting them in the forefront of your company. Man, I don't know how to explain that outside of you got a friendship and you have a bias, because you have people out here talking, man. One guy, he was sending me some messages last night and talking about Bronson Reed and talking about, hey, you better watch out for Bronson Reed and everything, man. Bronson Reed is this and that. He's this, he's that. Everybody think, hey, this guy's great. He's outstanding. But man, hey, the crowd is not interested in him at all. I'm not gonna say he doesn't have talent, because he definitely has talent. But man, for you to, one guy, a friend of mine, man, he said, that, Bronson Reed, is great, he's outstanding, but they're not using him right, and basically saying he's not really getting his shot, he's not getting a chance. I went ahead and told him, I said, Bronson Reed had every chance in the world to shine over there in WWE. He has gotten more than enough chances, way more than a lot of great athletes over there. He really has, and it's just not working for him right now. But man, I'm looking at all that and looking at these people, like I said, who came up from NXT, and he's trying to make these guys bigger. He's trying to make everybody bigger than what they was in NXT. He's pretty much pushing this on us, and wow, it needs to stop. It really does, because it's not helping the product at all. And what is with this? The WWE leading everything, man. Pretty much leading the charge as far as pure chaos. One thing about that it's just pure chaos right now. So I really don't understand that. I mean, last night you had the Motor City Machine Guns, who just now won those titles. Who was defending against the Street Profits last night. They defended their titles against the Street Profits last night. And man, it should have been a decisive winner in this match. But there was interference in this match. Why was there interference in this match? Why couldn't we see somebody win this match and step out of the ring and walk back to the dressing room with the titles? Why not? Why couldn't we see that? All night long, hey, interference, all night long, chaos. And when the WWE is doing this, everybody else is going to follow, guys. Every other organization in the world of wrestling is going to follow. All the indies, they follow what the WWE does, and AEW. AEW tries to follow what WWE does, and WWE, man, I expect better from that than to have all this interference and all the things that they're giving us. I expect better than that. And, they just now, we got a women's United States heavyweight championship. And, hey, that's fine and dandy. Adding another title and all that. But you don't even know what to do with your women's world champion right now. You don't have, you got Liv Morgan out here running around with Dom and that's basically all they're doing. And, Rhea is out and everything. So that storyline is a halt on that. I don't know what else is going on. I really don't. Triple H, you got me confused, man. I am confused with a lot of things that you're doing. So, yeah, put the United States belt on somebody, but I hope you have them defending that title. I hope you have something for them. Just like this past Monday, we had the Wide Six take out, who was that? The Wide Six took out AOP. No, AOP took out the Wide Six. Left them laying, man. What's up with that? I mean, what is up with that? Even though I don't care for the Wide Six, but the way that was done was just, it was just mind-blowing. It was mind-blowing for it to happen that way. I can understand these guys taking a beating or getting beat down, but to happen that way was just flat out crazy. But wow. But yeah, Triple H, like I said, Triple H is tripping, man. He is tripping with this. He done went a little too far with this Bronson Reed thing. He's pushing him to the limit. He is pushing this guy, and it's it's over the top right now. He's pushing this guy on us, man, so hard. It's unreal. And he's doing the same thing, like I said, with Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, people that he brought up from NXT. He wants to push these guys so hard when you have other wrestlers who's deserving, way more deserving. And, of course, I know Drew McIntyre, I know Sheamus, and a lot of these guys who's been on top for a long time, and they've been on top for a long time, and they've been in the business, been in the WWE on the main roster for a long time. Not saying, that they're more deserving. They're more deserving as far as their wrestling talent and ability. Not saying that they're not more worthy of attention, but you got a lot of people back there sitting in catering who could get who deserves more attention than Bronson Reed. You have more people in catering who deserves more attention than Candice LeRae. Most definitely, you got women back there who's better than Candice LeRae. You got people that deserves more, more attention than Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. But you pushed them on us like crazy with this DIY thing. You really did. And I know they was a good tag team in NXT, but that was a while back. And it's not saying they're still not a good tag team. But as far as on this level, you have teams that can beat them consistently. But you don't put them in there against DIY. But when you did, the ones that you did put in there against DIY, hey, DIY somehow just magically, took these teams out. And, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and repeat it. You tripping on that Motor City Machine Guns thing. You are tripping with that. Those guys just won a title. And, hey, let them walk out with that championship. Let them walk out with the championship. Or have the Street Profits. Street Profits would have worn the belts, even though that would have been a quick flip-flop, quick turnaround, 2-week turnaround or whatever with the title, a quick title switch. I still would have been good with that, because that right there shows me that you are willing to let the champions be champions and walk out of that ring. And last night you had my man Shinsuke Nakamura come in there in that match and interfere. What was it, that match that he interfered in? Let me see. Wait a minute. No, he interfered in the LA Knight match, but there was somebody else interfering in the Motor City Machine Guns match. I can't remember, but either way it go, all I know is I remember it was interference, and I'm just like, wow, I'm just flabbergasted. The same night that you have Shinsuke Nakamura attack LA Knight. Why? I mean, I don't understand this. I really don't understand this. LA Knight, give this guy a chance to breathe and let him be a champion. Let him be a champion, man. LA Knight works people up in a frenzy, but LA Knight can have a run with that United States Championship the same way Magnum TA had a run with the United States Championship all the way back in '85. He can have that same type of run. He could have a magical run, and you have the opponents to lock him in to where he can have a magical run. Why don't you go ahead and put him in a feud with Kevin Owens? After that, after his feud with Kevin Owens, then you can have him maybe go up against Tommaso Ciampa, a little smaller feud with Tommaso Ciampa. Then after that feud right there, you can have him take on a Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre and those guys can they can battle for the championship in one of the next not the next PLE, but maybe 2 PLEs down the road. But you will have, him against Kevin Owens. You'll have that in the bag. You'll have like him against Tommaso Ciampa in the bag. Great little rivalries until he get to the big rivalry with Drew McIntyre. Why can't you set something up like that for him? No, I'm just going to bring Shinsuke in here to jump him. And what you going to do? You're going to let Shinsuke do some of those great vignettes, great little promos that he did when he did that with Cody and Seth that didn't really didn't go anywhere. You had a chance to make this guy the next Great Muta. He could have been like the Great Kabuki, the Great Muta, if you would have played your cards right. But what you did is bring this guy in. He talked a little bit, pretty much did some scary little promos, went out there and beat up a few jobbers here and there, and then he got into the main matches. He got into the match with he matched up with Cody, lost, matched up with Seth and lost. Instead of making those matches real very strong to where it could have been a little feud that those guys had to go 3 out of 5, 4 out of 7 or whatever, because you definitely could have stretched it. Instead of doing that, wow, next thing you know, you wiping him off the board, and now he shows back up. Nobody knew where he was at. So yeah, Triple H, man. Triple H is flipping, tripping. His name speaks volumes, guys. This guy is tripping. Because I'm gonna say it again, everything that he does, the wrestling world follows. But it's not because of Triple H. It's because of the market that Vince set up, the system that he set up. And everybody think that this is the way wrestling's supposed to be. It's crazy, man. What's up, Magnum? I see you in the house. All right, let me go ahead and get my man. Okay, all right, got Black Rain 7920. Matt says, people, that's greetings, Harry. I'm sitting in the cheap seats, digging your commentary right on. I appreciate it, Mag. Definitely appreciate you. But wow, man. But yeah, everybody's out here about to watch this college football and things like that. Some of you guys could be live out here watching college football. Hey, man, big ups to you. And I'm going to come on. I'm going to try to come on a little bit later on when I think my Carolina Gamecocks, they play Missouri Tigers. Should be a pretty good game. Missouri's got a good team. Carolina has a good team. I don't know if Missouri's starting quarterback, he's out. I don't know if he's going to get to play or not, but they definitely going to need him against Carolina, man. And, hey, we got to see what happens. South Carolina Gamecocks is 6-3, and the Missouri Tigers are 7-2. So that should be a good game, guys. I look forward to that game today too. But man, yeah. So I think I may come on and do a live. I may do a live show with that game. But man, yeah, Triple H. Yeah, Triple H. I'm a little disappointed, guys. Well, I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna say I didn't see this coming. Now I was saying this a while back, and Mag and everybody else who has been checking out our lives, been around for a while, they knew I was talking about Triple H a while back. This ain't the first time that I've talked about Triple H. It really isn't. It really isn't. And I've had back and forth with people about Triple H and the things that he's doing and how people went ahead and branded him, this this top booker status. The way people acting like he's another George Scott, like he's another, like this guy's another doggone Dusty Rhodes, like he's another Jerry Jarrett or somebody. That's the way people was acting, like he's another, like he's booking like he's another Ernie Ladd or Bill Watts. But that's the way people was acting. But I'm sorry, he's not, guys. He really isn't. I mean, I want to see great cards from him. And hey, if you're capable of giving that to us on a consistent basis, I welcome that, Triple H. Give it to us. Give it to us. You're not gonna give me something great every once in a while and think I'm gonna say, oh, okay, you gave me that, and I can go ahead and I can watch crappy shows for about 3 months, and I'm still gonna give you the same kind of credit. I'm not gonna do that. Mag says, yes, I am definitely watching my Missouri Tigers take on your Gamecocks. All right, Mag. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good game. Yeah, I knew you was gonna see that. I knew you was gonna get to see that game too. And yeah, because you up in that area, so hey, that's your home state. So hey, man, it's gonna be a good game. Gonna be a good game. So hey, the Gamecocks and the Tigers have had some great games since the Tigers been in the SEC. They really have. They've had some great games. So I definitely look forward to that. But yeah, I will come on a little bit later and hopefully do a live doing that. I don't know if I'm gonna do a live the whole game, but I will do a live during that game, man. So hey, trying to do a few different things for the podcast going forward. But man, Christopher Burton should be on the way to work right now. Yeah, he has to be at work at 1:00. So I did just get finished. I got finished talking to him right before I went on. But yeah, Chris, Chris, I like Triple H too a lot. But he's right now, he's on the fence about him too. He really is. Anybody that's watching him should be on the fence. And like I said to everybody, hey man, it's all in the ratings. When the ratings go down, they've dropped over 1 million people, man. Over 1 million. Because of the last month, they've been averaging 1.4 million on USA. And yes, of course, they were on Fox. So some of that is the blame that they left Fox, which is free TV, went over to the cable network. But man, hey, I didn't expect these guys to drop that early. They should at least been doing 1.9. 2 million, 1.9, 1.8. They should at least pull that. That used to be the numbers when I came in 2021 for USA was 1.8, 1.9, between 1.8 and 1.9 when Bobby Lashley had that title. When they had the title over on Raw, when he was the Raw WWE champion. They was doing that. And after Bobby Lashley lost that title, their numbers went to kaput. Their numbers went 1.7, 1.6, went down to 1.4, 1.5s. And, they haven't topped those numbers that Bobby Lashley was pulling since Bobby Lashley had the title. And nobody talks about that. But that's the truth of the matter. Bobby Lashley was a good champion. He was a good world champion over there on WWE Raw. Straight up, man. But they decided to take the title off of him. They pretty much killed him. And then you have Triple H. Like I said, Triple H tripping. Talking about I don't have nothing for you. A guy like Bobby Lashley, I don't have nothing for you. Come on, man. Yeah, hey, you asked me, he was tripping letting Baron Corbin go. He didn't fire these guys, Baron Corbin, Indy Hartwell, or anybody, and that other person, I can't remember who else it was, but he just let the contracts expire. And, they letting the contracts expire. And I can't really say all of this. I talked to an insider, man, a guy who basically, has a lot of stock into the company, talks to a lot of people. And he was like, man, hey, TKO Holdings. He kept asking me, is it Triple H or TKO Holdings? And from what I'm hearing, they're going to get rid of Triple H in 2025, and they're bringing in somebody else. Some guy named Brian Gerwitz is going to be head of creative or something like that. I heard Triple H is on his way out the door. I'm not sure about that, guys, but that's what I'm hearing. And if he's on his way out the door and he knows it, is he sabotaging this thing? I don't know, man. I think he's more of a professional than that. At least I would think. But man, yeah, I'm not dogging him all the way. It's not saying I don't like him, guys. I just question. I question his booking. I really do. I just have to. I have to, because man, you are giving us something that we're not asking for. And you're giving it to us hard too, guys. He is giving it to us hard, man. I mean, I'm just flabbergasted with the opportunities that he has given Bronson Reed. Now, Shinsuke Nakamura, man, he could do great with him if he plays his cards right. If he lays out the road, the path for him, and he lays it out the right way. Like I said, this guy can come off as another great Muta, but you can have something special with him. But man, that's crazy. And one other thing, hey, in it, WWE last night, they should have been on their P's and Q's, man. They should have rocked it out because you got to look at anything that's combat sports. Anything is your competition. You have to look at every single thing entity, especially if it's combat sports, as your competition. But man, that's all I have to say. I only wanted to be on here maybe about 20 minutes or whatever. I've been on for 35 minutes. I appreciate everybody coming in. Mag, definitely check out that match tonight. Check out that game at 4:15 Eastern time. Definitely check out that game. I definitely will be checking that game out. And wow, I hope you got to see those fights last night. If you haven't, go back on Netflix, check it out. And if you didn't get to see SmackDown last night, check SmackDown out, guys. Go back and replay SmackDown with whatever device you have or whatever way you can. Go ahead and replay SmackDown. And wow, I will see each and every one of you guys later. I'll talk to you later. Stay straight up. And before you leave, go ahead and hit that like button, share button, wherever you're at, whatever platform you're on, go ahead and do that for us. For my man, Christopher Burton, I'm HBT, and we appreciate each and every one of you. All right. Take it easy. Straight up. Peace.